So, question 5. Here are some words that can be used to describe the probability that an event will happen. So we've got certain, impossible, likely, unlikely, and evens. Write down the word that best describes the probability that you will win a raffle when 400 tickets are sold and you have 10 of the tickets. So 10 out of 400, it's not going to be even chance, you've not got half of them, it's less than a half, but it's not impossible for you to win. So I'd say it was unlikely that you was going to win. Okay? That you get a 10 when you roll an ordinary dice. So think about the numbers on a dice. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The probability that I'm going to get a 10 is impossible, as a 10 is not on the dice. So this one is impossible. Okay. Aisha is making a fair 8-sided spinner. The spinner already has the colours red, white and blue written on it. The probability that the spinner lands on red will be half. The probability that the spinner lands on blue will be less than the probability that the spinner lands on white. Complete the spinner by writing on the colours that are missing. So the first bit of information we need to look at is that the probability that the spinner will land on red is a half. Okay. So if I count those, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's 8. Yeah, 8-sided spinner, 8 possibilities of getting. So half of that is 4. So I need to have 4 red options. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. The next bit of information says that the probability that it lands on blue will be less than the probability that it lands on white. So I need more white than blue. So I'm just going to put the rest as white. So that gives me the let's just check. So the probability of getting a red is 4 out of 8, which is a half. The probability of getting a white is 1, 2, 3. And that should be greater than the probability of getting a blue, which is 1 out of 8, which is also right. So, question 6. There are 400 counters in a bag. 36% of the counters are yellow, 2/5 of the counters are blue, and the rest of the counters are green. Work out how many counters are green. So let's do it stage by stage. So let's first work out 36% of 400 to give me the yellows. So this is a calculator paper. So what I'm going to type into my calculator is 400 multiplied by 0.36, which is the decimal multiplier for 36%. That will give me 400 times 0.36 is 144. So we have 144 yellow counters. 2/5 of the counters are blue. So the important thing here is to go back to the 400 counters. Don't use the 144 yellow because they're separate. We're going back to the 400 and we're going to work out 2/5 of 400. So got a box, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's all worth 400. I want to know what one box is, and we do 400 divided by 5, which is, I should know that, it should be 80, yeah, 80. I want 2/5, so I want 2 of these boxes, which is 160. So I know that we've got 160 blue counters. Put a little circle around what's important, want them to. Okay. And then the rest are green. So we've got 400 counters altogether, and I've got 144 yellow and 160 blue, so I'm going to take them away from 400. Which gives me 96. So there's 96 green counters in the bag. Put that in my answer space, 96. And question 7. The length of a bus is 10 metres. Gajit makes a model of the bus and he uses a scale of 1 centimetre to 40 centimetres. Work out the length of the model of the bus and give your answer in centimetres. So, he uses a scale of 1 centimetre to 40, so I'm going to write that down as a ratio first, just because I like working in ratios. But the bus is 10 metres long, but my scale is in centimetres, so the first thing I'm going to do is change my 10 metres into centimetres. So I know that 10 metres, if I times it by 100, because there's 100 centimetres in a metre, it'll give me, I can't believe I just put that in my calculator, but we can check. So that's the same as 1,000 centimetres. So I'm going to put that underneath here, so I want to know what it is in my scale. So how do I get from 40 to 1,000? So do 1,000 divided by 40 gives me 25, so my multiplier there is 25. So if I multiply this side by 25, it will give me 25 centimetres. So my model will be 25